I'm not smart enough to sort through all the issues to say whether or not Chevron legally has wrapped itself up in enough technicalities that they can get off. The film is about a much larger issue of the moral responsibility for this. I mean, you don't go into people's backyards and shit on it. One of the largest themes of the film for me is I think these legal structures are inadequate for dealing with these massive environmental and human rights catastrophes. This is a case that has dragged on for 17 years. It will probably go on for another 17 years, in my opinion. Again, the lawyers hate when I say that, but it's just the reality of it. Meanwhile, more generations of people suffer, and these people have no tangible benefit. This film is not about who should win the lawsuit. It's about the inadequacy of solving these issues. A legal structure that takes 17 years and probably takes another 17 years, that is not the right societal response to a great human rights and environmental catastrophe. To me, that's the very heart of the film. I think it's possible to return the people to a state of dignity where they can function. I think there's been irreparable damage to that region. And of even greater concern, in our new environmental consciousness, we talk about the biosphere and the damage to the environment. To me, an even more sad and greater damage has been to the ethnosphere. The loss of indigenous culture, the loss of their knowledge, the loss of their way of life. Multiply this story by 8,000 around the globe. It's shameful, and to me it's just as important to the environmental movement that we focus on the loss of people and their language and culture and knowledge. To me that's as important as the loss to the flora and fauna in the region. So I think that is irreparably gone. In fact, one of the tribes, the Tetete, was a sixth tribe that would have signed on to the lawsuit, but by the time the lawsuit started, they were extinct. And when Pablo-Fajardo walks into a room, you're in the presence of somebody special. He just oozes heroism. What a story. Impoverished oil field worker who suffered the indignities of his colleagues and saw the destruction and gets himself educated by the Catholic Church, and people believe in him, and he rises up to take on, as his first legal case, the fifth largest company in the world. When I heard that, saw that, felt that, I said, oh, wow, maybe I do have a great character.
What was once paradise now has just been left in destruction.
The total area in which Texaco polluted is about the size of the state of Rhode Island. We are suing for environmental cleanup.
The plaintiff's accusation is defamatory and not true. It's just false and wrong.
Es que hoy decenas de hombres y mujeres están padeciendo cáncer y están muriendo en la actualidad.
Chevron takes those kinds of allegations very seriously. There's absolutely no evidence that there's an increase in cancer.
Chevron is fighting the claim and the men who they say have made up their story for their own financial gain.
The analysis of our water and soil samples are proving that they're guilty of massive contamination.
Esto no es contaminación. Esto es una explotación industrial permitida por la ley.
So we're going down to have a little chat with the judge today. This is something you would never do in the United States. But Ecuador, this is how the game is played. It's dirty.
Usted es un abogado corrupto. Usted es un abogado corrupto de Texas.
People are fed up with corruption. They're fed up with foreign oil companies. They've just had it.
Where is her cancer?
In the liver. These people have been systematically poisoned.
We've sampled every stream, and it has nothing to do with oil. It has to do with poor sanitation.
This is about some of the most marginalized people on earth. Fighting one of the most powerful companies in the world.
Texaco hizo cualquier barbaridad de cosas. Texaco responde por lo de él.
look at the science, they cannot really prove their case.
In fact, we're having a trial. It's a miracle. It's a huge victory.